Hello. Technical difficulties are here, so you have to roll with it. This is Teresa Phelps Martin in the Soulfully You zone, bringing to you a practice to address the emotional tides of life. If you're not experiencing emotions, perhaps they're hidden from you or buried so deeply you don't even know. However, emotions are a major part of our life, and they are powerful guides. We have to let go of the idea of labeling them as good or bad. Sadness is actually really healthy. It's not fun, but it's healthy. And the ebb and flow is part of our natural state. Our emotions are innate in us. And when we can understand and learn how to be with the tides, then we can be more prepared. Now, sometimes you don't know when the wave of grief or sadness or discord will come through. However, we also don't know when the moments are joyous or delight or serendipitous will come through. So we want to remain open and hold empathy for ourselves and for one another. So that's just my little spiel on that. We're working with the energy of dissolution. We're working with the energy of release and letting go. We're working with the energy of our breath and movement and choices and space. And we're working with the energy of adaptability, of emotions, of what is unseen, what is buried deep within, of our souls, of our mystic nature. So I'm also in a big contemplation of just my personal journey. 19 years ago, I was waking up the day after my 26th birthday in Nosara, Costa Rica. And I had just been able to take a class in the space where I knew I was going to return to do my yoga teacher training. I didn't know when or how, I just knew. And there's just something about this and this 19-year cycle that we're dancing with immensely right now. Everybody is. So everybody can think back to where they were 2002 and what was going on in your life. And that will give you a little understanding of how to work with the cosmic flare right now. And if we come back to just this immediate moment, I'm going to teach a class that's very sort of, very fluid and very much inspired by those emotional tides and the ebb and the flow, and just very fluid. So if you're looking for something more steady, this won't be it, okay? But what we're going to be steady in is our awareness of this movement of energy. So what I want to bring attention to is these lines of the rivers of the body, and how the rivers of the body, the side body, if you think about where your ear is in the back of the head and like the back of the eyes, if you go right into the center palate, like if you thought about right brain, left brain, and you just trace these lines down through the sides, through the psoas, through the hips, through the inseams of the legs, all the way to the soles of the feet. It does go out through the arms. It goes out through the inseams of your arms to the palms of your hands. And these rivers, they need to move, right? Emotions need to move. And the feelings we have are usually great messages from deep within. So in this idea of dissolution and air and water and that movement, we allow for this fluidity. We receive the messages. We don't get too caught up in trying to interpret them, but rather let it cultivate empathy. And empathy for ourselves, empathy for the nature of our world right now, and empathy for those who are lost, those who are fixated, and just our own selves. I know it sounds selfish, but if we don't have the boundaries, then we can't have direction to move forward in. So when you connect these rivers of the body, it's just a terminology that Shiva Ray used, and I got to have a firsthand experience when I was in India. And it's an Ayurvedic idea, the channels, the nadis, those channels that carry the energy through. So when we have this much mutable energy in the sky, we know we're transitioning. We know we need to release. So we're going to feel using the breath. Okay, so we're going to have the domes of the body, the palms, the armpits, the upper palate, the heart, the pelvic floor, the soles of the feet. Even think about the elbows and your knees. And we're going to work with the breath. We're going to work with that ujjayi breath, not where we're really trying to dominate it, but where we can, it's a little hypnotic, where we feel the engagement of the breath because we engage in the back of our throat. And yes, I keep closing my eyes because it's very trance-like, and I tend to go into this space. And when you're breathing into this back of your throat, let it be more of a whisper, okay? Let the sound of your breath be soft and calm and sweet and harmonious, so that you can feel all there is to feel, which I know is a bit much, but it's virtual yoga, and so you're in a safe space. And as you're breathing and as you're feeling and as you're allowing for the movement to dance within you, that you can listen to the whisper of your soul. You can listen to the poetic nature of your own essence and hold the space. Like, that's the boundary. Hold the space for just allowing that energy to move through. Okay, so we're gonna start seated, standing, however you feel most comfortable with connecting to the breath. We're gonna feel our roots on the ground and finding that length. And we'll spend a little time just breathing, and then it's a little spontaneous, but it's sultry, if you will. It's just it'll help the mind, and it'll help us cultivate the words that hold compassion in them. There's a lot of energy in striking out right now. So if we can come to a clear mind, which this practice will give us, and a settled connection to our essence, then we can be more conscious of our words because we're speaking through the messages. So even if we have to become so vulnerable, right? So vulnerable that the dissolution or the release makes you want to disappear, that you can feel brave enough to speak your truth because you've created this container for yourself to feel safe. And so that empathy that you reflect back on yourself can then be received, and that whoever you're sharing that energy with can have empathy with you as well. So these are the emotional tides. You're going to feel the rise and the fall. So as we sit and we start breathing, I want you to not direct the breath, but rather feel the breath moving inside of you and feeling that orientation. Like when you inhale, do you go down, and you exhale, you go up? Or do you exhale and you go down, and you inhale and you go up? Do you feel the inhale is expansive on the horizontal? Is it contractive? So you're just becoming more of the witness to the natural tides, because that's what we want to align with. We just, I mean, if you were in tidal seas and you were getting ready to embark on a journey, you would actually wait for the tide to be high so that when the ship set sail out into the waters, there was an ease carrying you out into your voyage. And if you've ever surfed or paddleboard, you have to know the tides for your safety and for your understanding. So we're getting to know the tides in our own inner realm without labeling onto it if it's good or bad. Okay. So, and just a little FYI, I can barely move. I will be stiff. The tide of my life is in great transition. And my body is keeping me grounded. Okay. As always, you are in charge of you. Okay, so sit in a way that supports you, that serves you, that honors the truth of who you are in this moment. And hopefully a practice is like this will return you to this peace within, so that you have permission to kind of go rogue, if you will. Have permission you're really not going rogue, you're actually trusting your own intuition to feel that guidance. So as your eyes close, sit with the energy that's around you of gratitude and the privilege of having a safe space to practice in, and the privilege of being you, exactly who you are, just as you are. We'll bring down a divine ray of love and protection and draw a circle around our space, our being, and breathe into the depths of this inner realm with compassion and love. So I'm not going to even tell you that we're going to find 5 breaths. We're just going to sit here for a moment and allow the wisdom of the breath to come through in the emotional tides of the breath. Sometimes it'll be very easeful. Sometimes it'll be lost and distracted and uncertain. So you just remain and you come back to the movement of the breath, and you come back to being the witness of what is being reflected back to you, and then you allow for the breath. So we do want to find that ujjayi. And you might find that triumphant nature of the breath, that the practice is taught is to be a volume with the breath, but we're releasing the control of the breath and we're allowing for the receptivity of the breath. We're allowing for the resilience of the breath. We're opening ourselves to be nourished. We're allowing for the breath to connect and weave together the fabric of our essence. And as you feel that ujjayi breath, just start to notice how your awareness is dancing. Is it up and down? Is it right side, left side? Is it forward and back? So sometimes we feel this movement, the forward and the back, which is actually the movement we felt in the womb. You know, people always sway side to side, but the forward and back is really important. That's why we like rocking chairs. Don't worry about the rivers of the body. We'll tie those in later, but for now, just feel that fluid notion of the movement of your breath in and your breath out. Becoming a witness to the nature of your body. Is it heavy and dense? Is it agitated and antsy? Is it everything? Is it resistant? Is it open? Just taking inventory. It's an assessment without a diagnosis. So if you haven't yet, allow for just a swaying action from side to side or back, or maybe even circular. Easing up the rigidity, the expectation, the projection. And then you're just going to start to let your head rock from side to side, releasing all the cracks and crunches of the neck, of all the contraction that comes when we remember things that we've lost, that we've had to release with ease, or just mandated, or just as the tide goes out, it carries a piece of you with it. Roll the head from side to side. My hands are very natural on my heart. Move your arms and hands wherever they need to be. And then you're going to come back through to the center and just let the head bow. Feeling the breath again. Noticing the highs and the lows, the peaks and the valleys of the breath. Being aware of the terrain of the body and what's the energy, what's the bob, what's the nature of your inner essence. Plant an intention in the deep waters of your truth. And then let your palms turn up, your head still down. And you're just going to open your eyes looking into the palms of your own two hands. And then you're going to simply lift the hands up and bathe your hands over your eyes, down the sides of the throat, down the sides of the body, down your thighs, down your shins. And then you're going to reverse it up the legs, up. And if you feel comfortable letting your hands actually make contact, great. All the way over the crown of the head, you might actually just want to bathe the hands over the space around the body. You know, I know it seems a little silly, but hey, look, I'm the one recording myself. You're the one who's just participating. So getting out of that egoic judgment, and just receiving the nature of the spirit, the nourishment of your soul. And just, it's a pranic bath. You're just feeling the energy bathe. You might feel cold, you might feel stiff. All of those feelings, again, are just an assessment, not a diagnosis. And just 3 more times, bathing through, cleansing through the energetic waters. And you might even find your breath is in a different rhythm than your movement. It's okay, we're not forcing, we're not mandating. And the next time your hands come to the earth, you're just going to touch the earth wherever you are. Touch the earth, find length. Open the heart, feel the volume through the sides of the body, and then arms go wide. Big inhale, arms go overhead. Feel the victory here. Reconnect with your breath. We'll move the hands to the center line. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Okay, onto the hands and knees, feeling just the movement to the hands and knees. Okay, if you feel more inclined for cat-cow, go for cat-cow, but you're going to bring the hips forward, then all the way back. Maybe the inhale takes you back. Maybe the inhale brings you forward. 3 more circles here. And then after that 3rd circle, we'll reverse. And just feeling, again, the rhythm of your breath. Feeling into the depths of your being. And rather than striking with the decision if it's good or bad, we're allowing 3 more breaths here. Your core is engaged, so there is a muscular engagement here. And then you're going to slowly come to the center. Point the feet back, bend the elbows, come all the way down to the earth. Okay, as you come to the earth, you're going to feel yourself here. Palms are going to turn up, okay? So you're not forcing anything here. Your head's going to sway. You're going to inhale, shoulders shrug up, rising up, only as far as you can go. There's no weight on the hands, and exhale, bow. I call this the senior citizen, not baby cobra, because babies push their hands into the ground. Inhale, rising, exhale, melting. 2 more times. Just starting to wake up the muscles of the back body without a lot of force. And then you're going to come back to center. Your hands are going to go wide. You're going to bend the knees, turn the gaze to the left, feet roll over to the left. Breathing here. And then inhaling through the center, gaze turns to the right, feet roll to the right. Breathing here. We're going to go each side. And just be fluid. So if you'd rather pillow your hands, that's what I'm feeling, then pillow the hands. But I want you to move with the breath. So come back to that Ujjayi breath. And then once you're back to the center, come to the center, circle the ankles, wiggle the toes out. Stretch the legs out long. Hands come under your shoulders. Inhale, rise up, pull into the belly, tuck the toes, downward dog. So getting into this dog pose, you've got to find your foundation still. You've got to acknowledge where you are. Pedal the feet out. Stretch long through the calves, through the heels. Stay lifted through the belly. But allow for a sway of the hips. Allow for just the slightest little movement from side to side. And then as you're pedaling your feet and you're swaying your hips from side to side, you're going to walk all the way forward. Okay, so in true vulnerability, I'm moving very fluid, but I have a lot of stiffness in my body. Inhale, find length. And exhale, bow. We're going to go for 3. Inhale, find length. You're going to bend your knees. Roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhale the arms up overhead. Lift up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, come up through the center, and exhale to the right. Inhale, come all the way through. Arms go wide, hands clasp. Lift the heart, lift the chest. Big, full breath in. And then bend the knees, bow forward all the way to the ground. Hands can reach overhead. Just keep the muscular engagement. It's not just free for all here. Free the hands to the earth or the shins. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. You're going to heel toe your feet apart. As wide as they need to go. Come all heart. Big full breath in. And then exhale, hands to the earth, legs straighten, heel toe the feet back in. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees, roll the spine up. Inhaling the arms overhead, lift up. Lots of connection through the core, through the midline, over to the right. Inhale through the center and exhale to the left. Inhale, come all the way through. Heel toe the feet apart. Find length, arms are long and wide, and exhale all the way into a squat. Ground into the earth. Full breath in, and only go as far into the squat as you can. You're going to ground into the earth. Inhale, rise all the way up. Heel toe the feet back in. Arms go wide, clasp the hands. Draw the waistline back. Shoulders are drawing in, heart's open, big full breath in. Exhale all the way forward. Free the hands. Inhale, find length. Heel toe the feet wide. Exhale, bow. Bend the knees. Come all the way into that Malasana. Exhale. Hands to the earth, legs lift, heel toe the feet back in. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bow. This is the last one. Roll the spine up, vertebrae by vertebrae. So feeling the tides. We went from a squat from up high. We went from a squat down low. Big full breath in and exhale into the hips all the way to the earth. Bend the knees, step back with the left foot. Then the right foot. Here we are, downward dog. Feel the movement and the freedom. Or lack of freedom. Exhale the knees to the earth. Toes tucked or not. You're going to lean back. Hands come back behind you. Waistline draws back. Heart opens. Full breath in. Full breath out. You're going to rise up. It's a really strong here. Hands to the earth. Left leg's going to stretch back. Cross the midline. Look over the right shoulder. Full breath in and a full breath out. Bring the left leg back to the midline. Widen the right foot. Left arm lifts up. Now start to feel the connection through the sidelines of the body. You're going to bend the knees and then inhale, open up again. Okay, so you're exhaling. You're sticking the inner thighs out, but the core is lifted and the outer hips are hugging in. You can trace the arm if you want. You don't have to. That was 3 big full breath in. Lift the leg, bend the knee, hand to the foot. Just 1 big sweet breath here. Opening it up, and then exhale, free the foot. Hand to the earth. You're going to come up into downward dog. Right leg lifts, knees bent, and then draw the knee in 3 circles. Okay, 3 circles here. Feeling the movement of the breath, the fluidity of your being. Yes, we're going to pigeon pose, but we're going to go to mini pigeon. So your right knee comes forward and then you're going to bend both knees. Find length, inhale. The left side turns in. Exhale, the hip gets heavy. So you're feeling this movement, turning in, moving back. Stay with the breath. Stay with the connection to the core. Inhale, turn it in. Left hand, right knee, find length. Open the heart. 1 big full breath in. And then exhale, bow. All the way over that right knee. As you breathe in, feel the expansion into the being. And exhale, softening. Move the head. So even though the movement's not as big externally, you can still feel the movement internally. Walk the hands wide, shoulders to your back. Inhale, roll the spine up. Big full breath in, left arm lifts, and then exhale, twisting again. Opening the chest up, feeling that full length up through the sides, opening the heart. And then exhale, come to the center. You're going to lean forward. The left leg goes back. It's really strong. So remember, we crossed the midline. Left leg's back, strong. Knee comes up. Bend both knees. Push the leg, the thigh, lift through the inner thighs. Both knees are bending, the inner thighs are widening, but the outer hips are hugging in, core is lifted, and then exhale. Step the right foot through, pivot the left heel to the floor. Inhale, rise all the way up, warrior two. Feel lift, reaching back. So your hands are gonna move across the midline, reaching all the way back. Reverse warrior two. Pay attention to the way you're structuring your inner being. And then inhale through the center. You can go side angle or triangle pose. Breathing into this moment here. I recommend side angle, but you might prefer triangle. Draw into the belly. Then we're going to come up, lift up, reach back. Reverse warrior two. And then, how about this? I'll alternate so that you guys can have the connection to the choices. Deep breath in, and then exhale. Grounded, inhale, lift up, reach back. I think that's three, right? So, believe it or not, triangle pose felt better when I did both of them. Full breath in, and a full breath out. Stretch the arm by your ear wherever you are. Feel the length through the sides. And then exhale, knee bends, push back, downward dog. Finding the connection and the movement. So this is really old school Teresa with just some new school energy. Toes are tucked, lean back, shoulders drawn to the back. I remember my demo class at Papa John's when I was convincing them to build a yoga program. That I did a class like this and they all go, I have never done yoga like that before. Inhale, stretch, you moved back, hopefully you just float with me. Right leg goes back behind you, it moves across the midline. So you're gonna pull into the core and look over that left shoulder. And then inhale, come back through the center. Bring the right leg in line with the right hip. Pivot the heel, widen the left foot. We're gonna lean back. Remember this little squat? And then inhale, stretch the arm by your ear. And then exhale. Diving in. Inhale, expanding. And as you feel the movement, I think that's number three. I could totally do this more right now, so I'm gonna just do one more. Inhale, find the length, feel the connection. Leg lifts, knee bends. So it's just one sweet moment, big, full body. Breathing into it, fully connected. And then exhale, you're gonna free the foot, comes to the earth, right hand comes down, right leg comes down, spin that right leg up. Feel that solid connection, lift up. Left leg lifts. Stay connected to the core, knee comes in, 3 circles. After those 3 circles, knee comes to the wrist, but remember we're going mini pigeon, okay? So you feel that lift, inhale, turn the thigh in, and exhale. Now the movement's really coming from the core. Okay, the movement is here. It's not just you saying hip back, hip in. It's from that core, lift up. Right hand moves over to the left. Left hand's behind you, sweet twist. Inhale, come back through the center and just pour yourself over the leg. It appears that the rhythm has stopped. It's just deeper, so feel those tides. It's almost like that when the tide is about to turn, you know, that you don't get any sort of, hey, you're really upset, you're really upset, you're really upset. Well, in, 22.5 minutes, you'll be happy again. We don't get that, but we know through the history of our life that there's an upsurge of joy, and then there's sometimes the low tide and the high tides. You're going to exhale out completely. Draw the hands back. Push them to the ground. We're rolling the spine up, so really work the core. Roll the spine up. Feel that length all the way up. Right arm goes high, and then through the midline you twist. Open yourself. Inhale, come back through the center. Lean forward, okay? You've got to find the right leg, stretch back behind you. Right knee lifts. Left leg lifts. So you come into this place, you activate the core. The leg lifts up, bend the knees, feel the stretch, and then step the foot through to a lunge. So warrior two, feet and legs. Press the feet to the earth. Inhale, finding Virabhadrasana 2. Little wardrobe adjustment. Feel the connection. Drawing in, you feel this length, reach back. Reverse warrior 2. So this is just a little extra diva moment of the arms. It feels good. And then inhale through the center. Side angle pose. Draw in. Stay really strong in the core. Strong in the legs. Lift up, reach back. Reverse warrior 2. And then drawing through the center. Grounding in, opening up, expanding, lifting up, knee bends, reaching back. And then which one serves you best? Triangle pose is definitely serving me better right now. It's unusual for me. Big full breath in and a big full breath out. Exhale, bend the knee, hand to the earth. Spin the back heel up, downward dog. So in that little discovery of how it's all going, you breathe into that fullness of yourself, knees to the earth, and you go, isn't that interesting, right? It's one of the greatest things I learned from Dawn and Ampa Stapleton. Inhale, open the heart, draw into the belly, you're gonna come up, hands come to the earth, tuck the toes, and you're just gonna lift your knees, stretch your legs back, but ripple to the ground, right? Notice there's no rigidity into this practice. Inhale, arms and legs, sweep back, shoulders to the back. Exhale, soft. Using the breath, rising up. Now, you're gonna inhale and feel the connection through those rivers of your body. So soles of the feet, palms of the hands, all the way up to the two hemispheres of the brain. And inhale, lifting, and exhaling, lowering. This time, inhale, rise up, stay here. And then we're going to expand out. Inhale, one. Exhale to the center. Just swimming through the seas of our life. Wake up the back body, the parts of ourselves we cannot see, but we know are there. 3 more. I know there's a little fatigue. That's the idea. Breathe in and breathe out. Stay with the breath. Stay connected to the fluidity of the breath. This way you teach your being that you know you won't get stuck. Come all the way to the ground. Pillow. Rest. Breathe. Hands come under the shoulders. Inhale slowly. Just moving straight through your form into downward facing dog. And you lift into the belly and slowly walk your feet forward. Once you find both feet, bow. exhale, fold. You're gonna bend your knees, bring your elbows to your thighs. And if you don't want your elbows, then you can find your hands, but you're gonna draw into the belly, round the back, right? So it's just a cat-cow here. Bend the knees deeper, find length through the spine. Do more. Exhale, just rounding. The legs are pulsing. You're still buoyant and vibrant. Even though you're navigating the different seas of the experience. And listening for that deeper guidance. Now as you inhale, find length, hands to heart, come all the way up standing, so no long holds today. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Arms go wide, weight goes into the right foot, bend the left knee, pull into that center. So rather than bowing forward today, I'd like for us to stay upright. Into that core, bend the knee, front length, arms up overhead. And as you can, just bend the knee. Feel that you're coming more into that energy of yourself. You can let your hand reach back. Don't hold on to the foot though, just feel that buoyancy. Now, the next time you rise up, expand into whatever expression of Natarajasana you want. This little baby dancer expression. Full breath in, and then we're gonna step the foot back. Ground into the earth. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Deep, full breath in. Exhale the hands to the ground. Find your fingertips. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the knee. Hands sweep back. Inhale all the way out. Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale. This is where my past of being a dancer comes through. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, ground in, lots of core strength, inhale up. Last time, exhale to the ground. Inhale, straighten the front leg. You're gonna exhale, lunge forward. Back leg comes up. Full breath in, and then just curtsy. Knee comes back behind you, lots of lift. Inhale into that warrior 3 meet standing splits. Exhale, curtsy in. Free the head. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, bowing down. And then feel the deeper expression of standing splits. Big full breath in. Exhale the foot back. Right leg's gonna go up to the sky. Big full breath in. Full breath out. So I'm just gonna be playful. You can go downward dog or pivot the pinky toe side of the left foot to the ground. It's hard to talk and do this. Stretch the right arm, right knees up, and then exhale both feet to the earth, both hands to the ground. Everybody's in downward dog. Knees to the floor. You're just rippling down. You actually get to do the worm today. Rippling down. Melt all the way to the earth. Hands reach back, feet rise up. Exhale, bow down. Palms turn up under your shoulders. Inhale, feel the evolution. Exhale, feel the connection through the legs, up through the rivers of the body, up through the crown. Rise up, move it back. Downward dog. And then walk the feet forward. This is a really great practice if you are stuck and you need some creativity in your life. Bow into it. Inhale, find length, knees bend, either hands or the elbows to the thighs. 3 pulses here. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, find length. So if you have a longer spine and shorter limbs, if you're more torso than you are legs and arms, then you're gonna probably wanna have your hands on your knees. I just need to get some of my arms out of it so that I can breathe into it. Exhale, expand, draw into the belly, hands to your heart, come all the way up. Full breath in, arms overhead. And then exhale. Take the weight to the left foot. Right knee bends, you find the foot. And we're just gonna be buoyant here. You're gonna bend the knee, pull into that center, and feel that expansion. Now, you can feel the greater connection through that whole line of the rivers, right? Feeling the breath. And this way you feel the wholeness of you that you're caring for. The next time you bend the knee, you're going to feel the expression into Natarajasana, the dancer that's honoring you. This moment, this time. Big full breath. And then we're going to step it back. Free the foot. Warrior one. So give yourself the room and the time. Be empathetic to your needs. Heel grounds down. Virabhadrasana one. Full breath in. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, both legs go towards straight. Exhale, lunge in. So this is the hard part for me at least. Coming from the ground, rising back up. Right? These are the tides. We are embodying the tides through the fluid movement of our bodies. Exhale, lunging. Inhaling, rising up. And then exhale. Hands to the earth. You're pulling the inseams of the legs back. You're lifting through the waistline. And then exhale, lunge. You're going to come over, pivot, and then just feel the expansion. Maybe, or just go downward dog. And then exhale. Hands to the earth, feet to the earth. Downward dog. Inhale, plank, and it's just a ripple, okay? All the way to the earth. Hands reach back. Inhale, Shalabhasana. Exhale, bow. Hands come under the shoulders. Palms are up because we're receptive. Inhale, rising. Exhale, bow. Hands under the shoulders. Feel through those feet, up through the legs, up through the arms, up through the crown. Downward dog. Little steps. Oh, shoot. Thank you. Shift the weight forward, ground it. Okay, downward dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. I'll just totally forgot about it. Step the left foot through, shift the weight forward. Inhale the right leg, and then exhale. It's hard to stay logical when you're in this fluid space, which is the idea, is to get us unstuck. 3 little curtsies. Right? And then bowing in. Standing splits. And then exhale, foot comes under your hip. Bow into the earth. Inhale, find length. Heel toe the feet apart. Exhale into Malasana. I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. It tastes like Kool-Aid though. Actually, it tastes like grown-up Kool-Aid. Inhale, find length. Feel your squat. Maybe you're on a block. If you can stay in Malasana, then stay. If not, you can come into Baddha Konasana. You can come into butterfly pose. Feeling the connection to your breath, to the space, to this journey, moving up and down on the mat, opening the heart, closing the heart. And then we'll come all the way seated. From that seat, left leg goes out, right leg crosses over. If you can stack the knees, great, okay? Once you're seated and you feel both hips on the ground, I'm human too, you know. Find both hips on the ground and you've adjusted all the layers of yourself. You're going to draw in. You're going to exhale, bow forward. Find the fingertips, draw through the belly, roll the spine up. Right? And we're just going to feel this 2 more times. All right, this will be the last time. And this time as you exhale and you bow forward, you're going to inhale, roll the spine up. We're going to lift the left arm up. Lift up through the sides of the body, shoulders to the back. Lean to the right, and then exhale. The left arm comes down. You sweep across the horizon. Left hand comes down. Inhale, the right arm lifts. Draw into the belly, the arm circles down. Sweep across the horizon. Inhale, left arm lifts. Comes down, it circles in front, sweeps across. Inhale, right arm lifts, melts down. sweeps through each side one last time. It's a very prana shakti, the creative life force that breathes life into each of us. Hands go back. Find the fingertips, find length, big full breath in, full breath out. And just because, you're gonna lean back, unravel the legs, and switch sides. I have to still be really mindful of my head. My muscles are sore, but I got lots more movement. So thank you to Alexis. I really appreciate her body work. Find length. So now you have the left leg on top of the right, even if I am bruised. Left leg on top of the right. Draw into the belly. You're going to find the length. Get settled. Feel your ground. Is everything in order? That's the empathy for yourself. And it's the tides, right? The other side felt a certain way. This side feels differently. We're not judging them. We're not diagnosing, which is hard for me to do. We're staying open to receive. Inhale, find length. Your shoulders are back. You're pouring the heart forward. You find the fingertips, and then roll the spine up. So it's really fluid. Last one. You're going to inhale, come all the way up. Left arm goes to the side. Right arm lifts up. Lift up, reach over, and then the right arm circles in front. It comes along the horizon. It's clearing out the horizon. Left arm lifts, reach to the right, and it circles down, sweeping through the horizon, through the muddy, foggy, blurred vision. And just feeling into the fact that something is calling us forward. Hopefully you have an intention calling you forward. Last time, coming through the center, both hands come back, rise up, but you're not attached to what that vision, how it will come to you. You're committed to showing up for it. Big full breath in and a full breath out. You're going to ground into the earth with the hands, lean back, unravel the legs. You can come into Baddha Konasana or wide angle, wide Upavishta. I don't know the English right now. So that's the idea. It's hard to be in that linear mind space when we're in this much more fluid space. So soles of the feet together or soles of the feet apart. You're going to inhale, find length, and bow. Bow to whatever feels right for you. So notice we didn't go up and down here. So I want you to feel that little connection. You can cat-cow to feel, I like to move from side to side. I want you to be an inner explorer. Be on that adventure of being the hero for yourself and allowing for the magic energy that comes forward with transformation. Not because you know what's supposed to come forward, but because you're allowing it, because you are much more aligned with the emotional tides. Connect to the rivers of the body for 3 more breaths here. Begin to find the link through the spine again. Exhale out, slide the hands in wherever you are. We're going to inhale, roll the spine up, grab hold of the legs, bring them together. We're going to come down as much as I really want to do. Actually, I am. You can come down and do bridge, supported bridge, or you can roll with me. You're going to come up, roll the spine up, move back, plow pose. And then you're going to come down, vertebrae by vertebrae, come back here. Okay, we're doing 3. Do what works for you. There is no reason why you have to do this, but you have to be mindful of the neck. This time you're just going to come all the way down. I told you plow pose is super healing for me. Now when you come down, you're going to come all the way to the earth, roll the head from side to side. Allow your body to be in this space and in this connection. Be with your breath. And then you're just going to envision from the feet, through the legs, through the rivers of the body. You're just going to breathe. You'll just know, actually, it'll just happen, the direction of the breath. You might even find that your awareness is down with the exhale and up with the inhale, but you feel the energy opposite internally. That's totally fine. But don't think about it, just allow. If you still have that ujjayi breath happening, go ahead and start to let it dissolve. If you haven't already, let your legs slide out long. Tune to the rhythm inside. You might even be tuning in to my kids' voices. Just as you are, enjoy the fullness of the breath in and the breath out. Feel the expansion to the edges of your being. Welcoming in the littlest of movement and noticing how much that tide of just being fluid to being still to being fluid again. How through it all, it's always you. Stretch the arms back behind you. You're gonna bend your knees, draw your knees all the way into your chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. one side. I cannot roll over to a side. I'm breaking every rule of my rules right now. Come up seated. Sit into the wellspring of your being. Find length. Hands come to heart center.
Mom, can we have a little piece of candy?
I'll come make you lunch in a second. And as you come seated and you feel your breath, feel that connection. Notice how there's that subtle movement internally. And that hopefully you're more okay with the tides. That you can feel the rise and fall of your breath. You can feel that motion of moving up, moving down, 1 foot, 2 feet, all fours, all those varieties that we experience on our mat. It's always unfair because I get to determine the journey we're on. I'm your river guide, if you will, but you always hold authority for you. So you can decide how you can use this upsurge of new energy to speak from that place of wisdom, to hold compassion and empathy for yourself, for those around you, for the world around us that is just so confused and on some level so extreme. And you can breathe into the depths of your being and remember that we all share the exact same breath. And at the end of the day, we all come from the same place and we all go back. We're all just stardust. From my heart to yours, we greet this moment before us with the light that we've cultivated in us. And we say hello to the light that calls us forward. Namaste. Thank you for being on this journey with me, dancing in the rhythm of the emotional tides, being in that ability to show up for yourself wherever you are on the journey. I hope that this is a practice that serves you, and I'll be with you again. I do need to make a little, this is just a little housekeeping announcement. I have created a way for those of you who appreciate doing yoga, that there's a way that you can, I have to change something, so that's why I haven't made it completely public yet, where you can just make it where it's like an automated monthly, and there's different levels of that. So I will share that link soon. And then I may have to change the time of the class. I really like this 10 o'clock, but now that it's summertime and I'm home with 2 kids, not 1 kid, I may need to just bump the class up to 9 o'clock. I had aspirations of making it 7 a.m. I might just move it to 9 a.m. That's weird. Okay. Technology is telling me we're done. I appreciate you guys so much. And we'll keep dancing with the tidal waves. And the energy of June, I'll be sharing the energetic signature, so look out for it, is very bumpy. So this might be a good practice to come to a lot, to just get into that inner serenity again, because it's scientific. If you settle the mind, then you can choose clearly. When we get caught up in the waves of the emotions or the righteousness or the opportunities we have, we can actually lose sight of our truth. So June is interesting, and I'll share more of that, and hopefully share tools of how to continue to ride the waves. And thank you so much for joining. I am so happy this is supportive to you all, and I will see you next time. If you have a preference of staying at 10 or moving it to 9, let me know. Okay, Lots of kisses. Bye.